Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So in the last episode, I talked about the block pricing method. In this episode, I will talk about the percentage of the total pricing. So I wanted to give you a very classic example, right? You go to a restaurant for eating food, right? So in so like say for instance, you are in United States, right? So you go to a restaurant, so you eat like steak and chips and something to drink, maybe a pint or something, right? And then your total bill comes out to be say $100, okay? And then you will see a 10% tip. So that's like 110. So that 10%, right? That's what we're talking about. The percentage of total means the percentage of the total bill, right? So that means like a 10% of $100. That's like a $10. In New Zealand, we don't have that concept. We don't have a concept of tips because the reason why we don't emphasize on tips because our minimum wage is pretty high, right? It's almost 20. I'm not 100% sure how much it is. It's 20 plus at least, I guess. So you go to a restaurant, there's no concept like you've been asked to pay the tip. There's no such thing here, right? I mean, people do get cultural shock when they come here. Oh, there's no tip. Well, that's how it is, right? Okay, so that's the concept. Or other example, I would like to say, like you bought a desktop computer and you decide to pay 10% on a warranty, maintenance warranty, right? So 10% of the total bill, right? So that's one of the other example you can consider, right? If you don't want to think from a restaurant point of view. So there are a few configurations, very tiny one, which we're going to look at it. It's pretty basic. So we're not going to get into the nasty details of it, right? We're just going to look at some of the overview stuff, how to set it up. So if you're implementing for a customer, it's a pretty straightforward process, right? So, but that being said, you can't directly recommend this functionality. There are different options, right? You have to consider. Okay, so the first thing first, I'm going to take you to the product which I created. So I'll go to Sales for CPQ, and I'll go to the products. And the products, so I'll go for this warranty, right? Warranty is like you bought like I gave an example, right? You bought a desktop computer or you bought a Samsung phone, right? The total warranty will be like 10% of the total product. Uh, Total bill, right? Okay, so I'll create a normal product. So the only difference here, if you pay attention, the first thing, what I did, so the pricing method, if you remember the last episode when I talked about the block pricing, I mentioned for us for a product, right, which I've created. To have the block pricing, so where we specify the range, for the beer, right? For the stout beer, 1 to 10, what cost you this? Then average rate I talked about it. So anything over that, it will increase. So instead of block price, here we're going to look at percentage of total, and here you will include the percentage of total, and then you have different options here. You have list. This is the percentage of the total base. The list price, it's just like your price book price, and the regular and customer. So net means the total uh, on the on the code, right? If it's a code, it's for say $100. So your the percentage total will be on the $100. And there's one thing I just wanted to include the percentage of the total. It means that if you wanted to include a product as a part of this calculation, you can do that. Or if say for instance in a bun, if you don't want, say in a code you have a few products, right? If you don't want that specific product to be included, when it comes to the percentage of the totals, you just have to go to that product and check this one, right? So usually what happens, right, the subscription products will be excluded because subscription, right, you have the terms, right, monthly terms, or yearly subscription. So these are not the subscription products what I'm talking about. Like a desktop computer is not a subscription product. So it is a one-off purchase, right? You're not buying desktop computer every month, right? Whereas if you're looking for say for instance a magazine, right, monthly subscription, right, so that's a subscription base. So but in saying so, if you still wanted to include subscription base, so you need to check include in the percentage of total, so it will calculate all the terms and other stuff. So we're not going to get into that because we haven't covered the subscription yet. So if I started talking about the subscription, it will gonna get complicated, right? So just to keep it simple, just to make it nice and easy, because this is just a pricing module. So include this, right? And that's pretty much we're gonna do. Okay, so this is I'm gonna do on the main on the warranty product which I created. Uh, and if you look at the price book is pretty simple. So it's just $0. The reason why I have to add $0 because otherwise you will not be able to add this product to your code. Okay, so this is something we talked about. I talked about in a couple of episodes ago, right? So if you're unsure why we need to add $0 to the price book, so please go and watch a couple of episodes when I talked about the introduction to pricing. Okay, all right. So let's go to orders. Sorry, codes. I don't know why I always emphasize on orders. Like I've done so much of, when I did a lot of, I helped out a mate on SAP recently, right? I did a lot of order stuff on that. I kind of stuck in my brain since then. Just, anyways, sorry, I digress. Okay, go to edit lines. Okay, I will clean all the product from this. Okay, so that we can start with a clean slate, right? So you don't have to worry about the calculations getting complicated or whatnot. Add product. Okay, so I'm gonna add a desktop computer, and a second. All right, and I'm gonna see desktop computer. I'll see select. Okay, and I'll save. Okay, so all right, what am I saying? So $980. That's the price of this code. Okay. Now I wanted to add a warranty to this. Okay, the warranty or the maintenance warranty, whatever you like to call it. Right? It's the 10% of the total bill. Okay, so the 10% of 980 will be $98. Right. So I will go to the product and not the beef. Definitely not the beef. You're not gonna add the beef. Not talking about the dinner here. All right. So warranty. Okay. So you go select. All right. So your bill has changed. I said, what's going on? All right. So let's go to this warranty, right? So this is $98. So 980 plus 98. So we'll give you this 1078. So this is how it works. So if you add more product to it, it will work on the 10% of the total product bill, right? Two products. So if the two products cost $200, so 10% of it will calculate 20. Okay, so that's how it works. So it's pretty simple. It based on case by case. So you have to understand the customer business requirement before you suggest this, right? So I give you an example where you can use it. So it might vary from customer to customer, right? So just because the CPQ offers you the functionality, just don't say to customer, "Hey, you can use this," but the customer will ask, "Why should I be using it when I don't have any requirement?" Right? So it's everything is driven by business requirement, right? Customer needs. So yeah, this is a functionality we have, right? Just an out-of-box functionality. You can use it. It's good to know that there is something out there when the requirement arises. But if you don't have one, don't worry about it, right? But in saying so, this is how the percentage of the total pricing works, right? So that's pretty much I wanted to cover. I do understand this is a pretty simple, but I'm after simple explanation and to demonstrate how you can set it up. Uh, we can look at the nitty gritty stuff in the future, but for now, just to get you started, this much information is sufficient in my opinion. So that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Adios.